Annie is a filly born at Michigan State University who ended up being a product of a mare foal rejection. Her mom was a maiden mare, a mare that had never had a foal before, and there were complications with Annie's delivery.
So once this mare had delivered the foal and the foal got up and tried to nurse, the mare was very, very cranky and wouldn't let the foal nurse. And sometimes that's not uncommon in maiden mares.
Sometimes, after a couple of hours, the crankiness wears off and the mare will eventually nurse the foal. But not this time. Annie was on her own.
We tried to tranquilize the mare and give the mare some pain medication to make it more comfortable to allow this foal to nurse, and it kept getting worse and worse to the point where the mare was actually kicking at the foal and going after the foal. So we knew at that point in time that this mare wasn't going to accept this foal and decided to come up with a plan B.
Plan B is in Bentley.
Look at him. I can't even handle the cuteness.
Bentley's main role is to teach Annie how to understand horse language. Having raised other orphans, the most difficult part is to have them understand what horse language is, what pinning of the ears is, what tucking of the tail and swinging a hind quarter into them is. And humans can't teach a horse how to communicate. Other horses have to teach horses how to communicate. So Bentley is her teacher, basically, to teach her how to communicate with other horses and to keep her company.
Uncle Bentley is no stranger to lending a helping hoof.
Someone had given him up, and then he was adopted by the folks that own him now. My friend had an orphan foal last year, and Bentley raised an orphan last year. So I thought, gosh, we have an orphan this year. Let me see if I could contact those folks and see if we could borrow Bentley for our orphan foal. So Bentley is kind of getting to be an old hand at this.
An igloo cooler nicknamed Mama Igloo, adapted with a sheep's nipple, allows Annie to nurse freely.
Bentley had a tendency to also like to drink off of Mama Igloo, so we had to kind of keep it up off the ground so he couldn't reach it very easily.
Orphans are unusual, but not unheard of.
It's not very common, but whenever you're foaling out large number of mares, it can happen, and it's nice to have a plan in the back of your mind as to what are you going to do if you have an orphan.
It's always good to have a backup plan. From Michigan State University, this is Craig M. reporting.